Hey Virgo, welcome to your weekly reading. If this is your first time here, my name is Laura and I'm from babycurltarot.com. Keep in mind this message is for any Virgo placement you want to check in on, including any planet or astrological house that may be in Virgo. Whatever it is, you are welcome here. Virgos, please also keep in mind if you do happen to enjoy the reading, leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. Let's go ahead and get into it. Your first card is Teach and Share. Instill, instruct, and educate. Okay. Okay, I like that. What's these next two cards? We have the third house. Okay, this is the house of speech, thoughts, social media, dating, siblings. Well, I associate dating with the fifth house, but neither here nor there. Neighbors, discussions, socializing, all that good stuff. Short distance travel as well. And what's this next card? We have the square or a challenge. Okay, this is the aspect of creating tension, sounding the alarm, motivating, pressuring, frustrating, demanding, struggles, working out, and reconciling. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. There could be a really important conversation coming up in the next 7 days for you guys. This could be a difficult conversation, or this could be just a difficult topic to discuss in general, whether this is sorry, my brain has left for the day, guys. I do apologize. Whether this is you speaking about something on social media, whether this is you having a conversation with a family member, a friend, a neighbor, whatever the case is, it feels like this is a moment to teach and educate someone, or for you to learn something as well. Okay, it may be a difficult conversation in that someone genuinely believes that their perspective is right and you have something to share in order to correct them or expose them to a different side of this conversation, or vice versa. Let's go ahead and get into the last couple of cards. We have the last quarter moon in Taurus. Be proud of yourself. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. And what's the last card? We have the full moon in Aries. Cool your emotions. That's what I felt. It feels like this is a conversation or a topic that really gets people fired up and going. So whether you are the one that's being like corrected, or, someone's trying to teach you about something, it feels like you may have a hard time hearing this message, or vice versa. Maybe you have a hard time keeping your emotions in check while you're checking someone else, right? So I think being calm, being open to either listening or communicating in a way where you're not like popping off out of anger or emotion on the subject is going to be really important to get your message across, or to hear what the other person is saying. Again, this could go either way. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what you guys need to hear. Spiritual team, Sugar Skull Tarot, what messages, do you have for the Virgo collective? Didn't even get to finish it. All right, we have the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Cups reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, 10 of Wands reversed, 5 of Cups reversed. Okay. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck here. We have the Four of Wands, we have the Knight of Swords reversed, 7 of Swords reversed, Magician, and 4 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the first two cards that came up were definitely in line with what I was seeing with the very first row of cards. The Queen of Cups reversed and the Eight of Swords talks to me about someone being locked into a very specific type of perspective. They have no intention of hearing anyone else out. Their perspective is the only one that matters. Their emotions and their feelings about the situation or topic is the only thing that matters, and it's very hard to get through to this person, whether this is you or someone else. So just remember, stubbornness is a way of, it's a type of defense mechanism as well. A lot of people don't like being told that they're wrong. So finding a creative way to do that, however that looks like to you in your head. Maybe it is, taking a step back and coming back around to this person when they're in a better space, or you know, speaking to them in a tone of voice that is stern, but is also enough for them to kind of slow down, slow their roll, and actually listen to you, or vice versa. But again, it feels very emotionally triggering. We have the Queen of Cups and the Five of Cups in the reverse here. So it feels like two people in this conversation feel like they have lost a lot with this topic or in the situation, and that's why there is so much emotion attached to it, right? For one of you, there's gonna have to be a burden that is kind of let go in the situation or in this conversation itself, and that burden, I feel, is the holding on to those emotions and holding on to that perspective so tightly that you just refuse to see anyone else's side of the story or conversation, whatever. Okay. Once that person who has that really strong emotional reaction is able to kind of let down their guard a little bit, that's when you guys will be able to make progress in this conversation. But for the most part, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse is telling me that this conversation will get nowhere as long as that person's guard is up. Okay, so it's like you're gonna have to find a creative way to like get through to this person to make them hear you, or you are gonna have to let down your guard and realize that you're being defensive because of, you know, maybe personal bias or whatever, or like having a really strong emotion attached to whatever this is. And you're gonna have to let that go for a second so you can actually hear what this person is saying. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's interesting that the Four of Wands showed up, because the Four of Wands usually talks about coming together and building a foundation. So I don't know if there is a point in this conversation or in this relationship with this person. And again, I don't know who this person is. It could be a neighbor, it could be a coworker, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a partner, romantic partner, anybody. But I feel like the Four of Wands to me is saying that at some point in this conversation, if there is a breakthrough in this communication, it's almost like an interesting coming together, a way of coming together between you and this other person or people. Maybe it's more than one person, but it's like you almost form this odd kind of community with each other and lift each other up to make each other stronger, and help one another in a weird way. And I do feel like the tensions do ease a little bit, and I do see this person kind of seeing and understanding the truth of like them not being able to see past their own bias or perspective. I do see that happening. And you guys being able to communicate in a way that does not have as much tension behind it. There's almost an open and mutual respect for one another. There may be a lot of questions, and there may be a lot of challenges towards you, especially if you were the one delivering this message or teaching moment. Okay, there could be a lot of questions that challenge you in a lot of ways, but it does feel like, you know, this is an opportunity for not only this other person to grow, but for you to grow as well. And depending on what side of it you're on, it's a growing moment. It's a growing moment for everybody. What I love seeing also at the end of all of this is the Magician and the Four of Swords. It feels like there is peace finally in this dynamic, in this connection, in this, you know, conversation or topic when you speak about it with other people, or you listen to other people speak about it, whatever the case may be. And it feels like there's a lot of forward movement as well with the Magician. The Magician is not just spoken manifestation, but I also feel in a way that it is actual forward movement in a way, because he does create an environment for things to move forward smoothly. So I feel like this is just the beginning of, you know, some sort of progress and forward movement for you in your life or in someone else's life. And it feels like there's just a lot more peace and a lot less burden. I don't know how else to put it. I hope that's making sense, Virgos. This is going to vary for a lot of you watching this. but hopefully you guys get the base of the message and you can apply it to your own specific individual situations. I can't do a personal reading for all of you here on YouTube, so I kind of have to leave it up to you guys to tap into your own intuition and your own experiences and put the pieces together from what I'm getting collectively from all my Virgos. So hopefully you guys are able to do that. And again, if you want a personal reading, you can always reach out to me on my website, or you can link up with me on Instagram. I'm always very active and responsive there as well. That way I can get you guys personalized messages that way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the final deck of the reading. Now, Virgos, keep in mind whatever messages come from this deck could be related, could be completely unrelated to what it is that we've been talking about so far. It's just additional things you need to know for the next 7 days. Spiritual team, Tea Leaf Oracle, what final messages do you have for the Virgo collective for the next 7 days? What final messages do you have for the Virgo collective for the next 7 days? Let's go to the other half of the deck. Spiritual team, Tea Leaf Oracle, what final messages do you have for the Virgo collective for the next 7 days? Oh, okay, let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. All right, first card, we have the Cat, a two-faced friend. Okay, there you go. So you could be calling someone out based on things that they do. Okay, maybe they say one thing and they do another, or they say another behind your back and you're finally calling them out on it, and maybe they don't even understand what they're doing is wrong, and you're holding up a mirror to them and saying, this is what you're doing and this is why it's not okay. All right. Next we have the Throne, a position of authority. Okay, so someone could be, I don't know how to put that, taking responsibility for someone else's actions, and that also may be something very difficult that people, you know, find difficult to deal with. Excuse me, my communication has left the building as well. So either you being called out by someone of authority, or you being someone in a position of authority to call someone else out and expose, you know, a certain idea or perspective that they're not seeing in themselves, can be frustrating, but you know, necessary, definitely necessary sometimes. Next, we have the Staff. You will be taken care of in difficult times. Okay, for those of you where you are the one that is having a hard time kind of hearing the other person out, okay, letting down that burden, especially like if this is something, again, like I said, that you're emotionally attached to and you have a fear of letting that stance go for whatever reason. Spirit is saying that it's okay to listen to other people because their perspective may be just as valid as yours. Okay. Next, we have the Tankard, celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Interesting. So again, it feels like that Four of Wands energy. It's like after the tough conversation comes a sense of community and unity between you and this other person, or even a group of people. And next we have the Rat, someone working against you behind your back. And that goes back to that cat energy. Okay, and that's probably where this, you know, this whole conversation is kind of based. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the situation could be different for everybody. The situation that I kind of dove into, you know, has a very, has a little bit more of a specific take on it, but this could be just a difficult conversation where you are having to sit down with someone and really kind of tell them like, hey, this is, if you want to be my friend, this is how you need to treat me, and this is what I expect out of a friendship. If you can't do that, then we need to move on, or we need to do something. I don't know. But again, that could be a very specific situation for those of you watching. Let's take a look at the bottom of each of these piles. We have the Target, a goal-oriented person. Okay, so that could be you, could be this other person. You guys are very focused on your own ideas and perspectives. You're trying to get them across to one another. Yeah, and essentially just get this argument resolved. On the bottom of this half, we have the flowers, and it says happiness. Okay, so at the end of all this, there is some happiness, there is some sort of enjoyment, and peace. Peace is the biggest thing I'm feeling here with this Four of Swords, so keep that in mind. However this ends, ultimately there will be better days moving forward. All right, Virgos, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. If you want to see more content from me, I am on Instagram, TikTok. I have a blog. All that info and where to find me is below in the description box, as is my website if you want to schedule a personal reading with me. As always, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.